Welcome to Westfield High School, everybody, for the fourth game of the season for the Westfield Blue Devils. Mike Lenier alongside Mac Liederman and Mac Westfield 0-3, not the way they planned on starting the 27-18 season, and things have just gotten worse. Blue Devils playing several players down today. 2 kids just quit the team, and 2 are injured and out for today's contest.
Yeah, 2 rotation guys, and Mike Kane and Dylan Jackson out for today's action. So really, Coach Palmieri is only going to play, I see, about 6 guys. Griffin Rooney coming off the bench. Maybe we'll see Adam Perry get some more minutes as well.
Blue Devils taking on the Hackettstown Tigers, an opponent that these 2 schools do not meet often.
Usually at the beginning of the game, I'll give you a little analysis of what I think of the other team, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know too much about these Hackettstown Tigers. Brand new opponent as Luke Spellman knocks down a 3 to open up the game. Hackettstown, though, is 2-0 on the season. Had a victory against Mount Olive, 74-51, and then also beat Colonia by 5 points. Leading scorer for them is Jelani Awa.
And Spellman has just been on fire this season, a breakout year for the senior, committed to play at Dickinson. Hit the 3, got the steal on the last possession, and we got a jump ball possession arrow in favor of the Blue Devils. And Mac, just a minute into this game, Westfield coming out with a lot of energy.
Absolutely. Luke Spellman setting the fire aflame with the 3-pointer to open it.
McDaniel bring the ball up the court. Westfield starting with McDaniel, Crowley, Spellman, Ferrero, and Natiello.
Good to see Luke Spellman in the starting lineup today, Mike.
Natiello driving, free throw line, jumper rolls out, and the Tigers get the rebound as they bring the ball up the court, trying to put some points on the board. Jumper for the sophomore Tyler Gorsyka. He can't hit.
Nice possessions in a row of defense for the Blue Devils opening this one. Hackettstown still scoreless. McDaniel will run the point.
McDaniel takes a contested 3, well short. Rebounded by Hackettstown. 6:10 to play here in the first quarter. Blue Devils up 3-0. Reardon driving. He's going to get called for the walk.
Tough play there for Reardon, who was trying to drive into the paint and just seemed to slip over on his feet. Some early game jitters there for those Hackettstown Tigers. Had a couple turnovers early in their first couple possessions.
Spellman with the ball in the corner, coming off Ferrero's screen. Good inside pass. No foul called. Leaves Spellman open for the 3. Can't hit that time.
Beautiful ball movement there. Sebastian Ferraro catching a tough pass. Looked outside to McDaniel, who found Natiello. Natiello, one more unselfish one to Spellman, but he couldn't hit it.
Inside for the Tigers. They can't hit. Jack Kanoa, the senior, the big man for the Tigers, using the right hand, couldn't finish. Crowley, other end. His shot hits the bottom of the backboard.
Looks like Crowley might have gotten a little bit fouled on that take-up, but good to see him just put his head down and go on the other side.
Good D from Crowley, but the shot is still good. The sophomore, Tyler Gorsyka, connecting.
Gorsyka, a tough move right there. Lost his dribble, but used his pivot foot to free him up a little bit for a mid-range jump shot.
Corner 3 for Ferrero's off the mark. Natiello gets the offensive board and another possession for the Blue Devils.
We said this plenty of times before, but offensive board's really the key for this Blue Devil team as Spellman misses another 3. And it's good to see them finally play an opponent that they really match up well size-wise.
Yeah, definitely a much weaker opponent than what we've seen in the first 3 matchups. Driving inside, Kanoa turning. He'll go to the free throw line for 2, the first 2 at the charity strike this afternoon.
Jack Kanoa listed at 6'5", 230 pounds, plays football and track as well.
A three-sport athlete. He's got 13 points in 2 games so far, make it 14.
4-year varsity player for the Hackettstown Tigers. Has 329 points on his career, looking to add to that. Both free throws are good.
So Hackettstown takes their first lead of the ball game.
Nattiello's got to take advantage of this matchup. He has the big guy on him on the outside.
Deep 2 from the elbow. Nattiello, silky and smooth. His first points of the ball game.
Nattiello is going to be a matchup problem all afternoon for Hackettstown. Nattiello's 6'3" point guard is as tall as almost their center is, so they got to put their center on him, and that's going to leave Nattiello with a lot of opportunities to drive to the rim.
There's a 3 from the wing, off the mark. Kanoa getting the rebound. He's going to get called for the over-the-back foul.
I'd say based on what I saw in that last offensive possession for the Blue Devils, Mike, really, it's all Nattiello's game today. He's going to be in charge of carrying the bulk of the scoring given the defensive matchup he has against him. Looks
Griffin
like
Rooney into the game for Westfield. Sprinting down the court, a nice take. And he'll go to the line.
clear foul there by Hackettstown, and nice job there by the sophomore to be aggressive early. Go to the little Euro step, work his way all the way down the court towards the basket.
Rooney, the sophomore, shooting 2. Able to connect on the first. He's got now 9 points in 4 games.
Expect Rooney to play extended minutes here this afternoon. Short rotation for Palmieri with 2 players off the roster and another 2 injured.
Westfield now going to press for the first time. Hackettstown able to break it with ease, driving on the baseline. But a missed opportunity. Eddie Omelia couldn't finish. McDaniel with the left hand, no. Ferrero comes away with the ball. Nattiello to the cup, lays it in.
Beautiful move there by Nattiello, using a jump stop to free him up a little bit. A lot of guards always go to the 1-2 step in the paint, but it's an excellent move really to jump stop, compose yourself, and then go up for a layup.
There's a 3 way off for Gorseca.
Really Hackettstown feeling the pressure now. Had to force a terrible shot there on that last possession, and Westfield really putting their pedal to the metal, pushing it up and down early here.
Matt Crowley coming off a terrific outing on Thursday against Union, had 15. McDaniel and Nattiello also had big games along with Spellman. Westfield ultimately falling short though for their 3rd straight loss to start out the year. Nattiello, nothing but net. The senior is on fire in this first quarter. Westfield up 11-4. The Tigers need a timeout, Mac.
We've seen Nattiello go to that move 2 times now, and it's one of the most effective in his arsenal. With a much taller, slower defender on him, he's just got to take one dribble, step up into it, and that's an easy bucket anytime.
11-4 timeout on the court. We'll be right back on BDTV. Three, 2, 1. So 2:35 here in the first quarter. Tigers make a couple substitutions. Westfield, though, controlling the tempo, playing the aggressive defense. Drive to the rim for Ben Ward. He'll go to the line for 2.
Pretty weak shot there by Ward. If we were talking St. Mary's or another opponent of that ilk, that would have been an easy and 1 shot.
Adam Perry, the junior, will check in for Sebastian Ferrero.
Good minutes from Ferrero. A couple nice hustle plays. Good to see Adam Perry in the game early, though, as well. Ben
Ward connects on the second, cuts it to a 6-point lead for the Tigers. Perry with the ball, driving. Dishes it. Nadiello with a nice spin. Inside to Perry. Back out, a 3 for Matt Crowley, and he hits it.
Blue Devils kicking on all cylinders here early. Beautiful team passing, unselfish play, and that's going to win you ball games for sure.
Good D, but Ward gets it, goes to the rim, can't finish. Foul on the floor for Westfield. Tiger ball underneath.
Got to say, maybe a couple bailout calls for Hackettstown. Westfield with the ferocious defense.
Spellman will check in for the Blue Devils. Nadiel get a breather. Almost a 5-second call. Tigers able to get it in. Jelani Awai, the leading scorer. His pass is deflected. But they're going to say last touch by the Tigers, Westfield.
Odd call there. Looks like the ref had a tough angle at seeing that. But I'm pretty sure that was deflected out of bounds by Adam McDaniel on the perimeter.
Crowley bringing the ball up the court. He'll take a tough jumper. Can't connect. That was what we were talking about last game. The shades of Nick Mealy pulling up with the left hand and kick the leg kick.
Absolutely,
on
Mike.
That fadeaway.
And that's a good shot for him. He should keep taking those. Really, you see him put in work at the Y. That's what he's practiced. That's what he practices. That's how he should play in games.
Hackettstown able to connect on the jumper on the other end. 14-7. McDaniel driving through 3 defenders. He loses it. Awai gets the steal, and he'll bring the ball up the court. Good D from McDaniel with the right hand, and then all on top of the ball to force the jump ball. Great hustle from the senior, Mac.
McDaniel all over the court like a free safety out there, running from this corner to that corner, getting his hands in the lanes, probing and prodding off the Hackettstown dribbles, and that's what you want from your senior leader. Great hustle play.
52 ticks remaining. And a charge is taken. Adam McDaniel laying his body on the line.
Adam McDaniel with a defensive possession for the record books there, Mike. 2 near steals, coming up of a loose ball and then a charge. That's almost full shanty there.
Tigers in man D. Crowley with the ball at the top. Ferrero, pull-up jumper, can't get the roll. Good tip from Spellman, but the Tigers come away with it. Fast break, other end. McDaniel got a piece of it. There's a 3. That's way off. Inside again. Ward will go to the free throw line, hit from behind.
Couple of tough shots there from Hackettstown. Really not great looks, but Ben Ward keeping the play alive, showing patience underneath the glass, and using a nice ball fake, got 3 defenders in the air, and drew his way to the free throw line.
And Ward hits both at the line, so Hackettstown cuts it to a 5-point lead. Tigers will press. It's Cole Reardon guarding Crowley at the top of the key. Clock at 6. Crowley driving to the rim. He's going to get called for the carry.
Not so sure about that call, Mike. That's something you don't see very often, a carry call from the outside. And a lot of these guys, especially these guards in Union County, really take liberty with their dribble and palming and turning it over their hands like that. So
Jelani Awai with a nice crossover, pull-up 3 at the buzzer. Can't get it to fall. That would have helped the Tigers' cause. At the end of the first quarter, Hackettstown leads it 14-9. Mac Westfield clearly coming out with a lot more energy in the first few minutes of this quarter.
Great first quarter for the Westfield Blue Devils. I think this score is maybe a little bit closer than it should be, given the way Westfield has played thus far. Beautiful individual game on the offensive end. Nice drives by Crowley, beautiful pull-ups by Mark Nattiello. These guys maybe should just move the ball a little bit more, get into the flow of their offense, and they're going to run away with this victory for sure.
Yeah, down 0-3 on the season. Definitely a must-win early in December for the Westfield Blue Devils. Second quarter of action coming right up on BDTV. Second quarter underway here in Westfield. The Washington and Lee general commit, Nattiello, with an excellent first quarter.
Nicky Murray in the game now, wearing his cousin's number 15, Owen Murray. Big shoes to fill. Murray really hasn't gotten minutes like this in normal game action. Usually it's just played at the end of the game, so good to see Paul Murray try him out here early.
Well, those 15 seconds of fame are going to be cut short as he's taken off the court.
I spoke too soon, Mike. I spoke too soon.
Jumper from the free throw line. No. Nattiello gets the rebound. He picked up his dribble, so able to find Spellman and gives it right back. That's a terrific game.
That's just too easy for Nattiello, really. He can drive the ball through this Hackettstown's defense anytime he wants. Ward, two-year varsity player, played in all 25 games for Hackettstown last season. Second year as a contributor, can't make those true throws, however. Great to see Westfield really catching all their defensive rebounds. Really a change-up from the earlier games thus far.
And neither team could really can't find their rhythm on the offensive end, just not getting their shots to fall.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of bricks out here, especially from the Hackettstown side, really forcing bad shots from outside, and Westfield slowing down a little offensively to start this second quarter. They need to do a better job of getting the ball all the way to the rim because they really can. This team's just a step slower than them, so they need to work for easier shots.
Called for the travel. 6:15 to go. Westfield up 16-9. Blue Devils 3-0. Tigers. Let's see, Blue Devils 0-3. Tigers 2-0. Spellman driving.
That's not his game, Mike. 6'5", Luke Spellman. He's a shooter from outside and is a post player down low. He can't really drive to the hoop like that quite yet. Little touch foul on the outside there by Ferrero as Ty McGuire will check. Crowley's been a little quiet earlier. Really, the full story of this game for Westfield offensively, I got to say, is Mark Nattiello for sure.
Definitely, Mac. He's leading the way for the Devils. In points. Three from the top of the key. Good look. The Tigers just really shooting the basketball poor in this first half.
Wish we had a tally on Nattiello's rebounds. He's grabbed more than a couple here early. Little floater shot there by Nattiello, but for these guys, we saw Adam McDaniel just do it as well. You just need to take the ball all the way to the basket and get fouled. They have opportunities to get there, but they're settling for mid-range jump shots that really are tough out-of-rhythm shots. Picture perfect there for Tom McGuire. That's how you follow the basketball on a fast break. Nice job there to anticipate McDaniel's miss and then get the ball in position to score.
McGuire's first career varsity points for the junior. Has to be a great feeling for number 22, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Playing like a vet out there, too, on that last play. Mike, can you remember what it was like when you scored your first 2 varsity points?
Pretty good feeling, Mac. It's actually a free throw against Elizabeth.
Oh, so just 1 varsity point?
And then a bucket against Roselle Catholic.
Highlight of Lenny's high school career definitely has to be that bucket against Roselle Catholic for sure.
Westfield doubling the Tigers right now, 18-9. Running from the junior, ditch the short sleeves, went sleeveless.
Yeah.
Paying off.
Ferrero really with a interesting jump shot, but he gets it off quick, and that's something you need.
12-point lead for Westfield. Took a step in and able to convert. Tyler Gorseca, one of 2 underclassmen on the Hackettstown roster, along with the freshman Sean Morgan, we haven't seen just yet. And that yellow gets called for the carry. Second carry of the game for Westfield. First one was on Matt Crowley.
Yeah, it looks like we got new referees out here for this game, and that's something they'll usually will just let slide, won't really call, but today they're tightening up on it. So these Westfield guards who really like to take liberties with the basketball, Mike, got to tighten it up out there.
3:30 to go. Tommy McGuire still in the game for Westfield, getting some valuable minutes here. That 3 is short. Offensive board for Gorseca. And that ball goes flying into the stands.
Nice catch there by the fan. That ball was a rocket right into the hands of a gentleman over there on the Westfield sideline. Guy must have played football in his past, I'm sure.
Working on McGuire inside, but great D. Gets the rebound, able to find Ferrero as he's falling to the ground.
Beautiful pass ahead by McDaniel.
Other end with a beautiful finish. And Westfield is clicking in this 4th game of the year, finally trying to get a W.
3 minutes left to play in the second period. Westfield up 23-11 now, and Matt Crowley with a beautiful move, losing 2 defenders on the double pump layup.
Freshman Sean Morgan is in the game for Hackettstown. From Crowley, and you can hear the slap a mile away. Hope he goes.
That was the Hiroshima slaps there. Everyone in the gymnasium could hear that one. And Matt Crowley with a beautiful shifty crossover, losing a defender, and he almost got that one to go as well with the little lefty floater.
28 points in 3 games for Crowley.
I gotta say, Mike, I think you'll probably agree, but Crowley made the right decision coming back to Westfield High School. Really is the focal point of this team compared to the types of minutes he would be getting at St. Joe's Metuchen.
Falcons did lose a lot of players, so you probably would have a little bit more. Obviously, you want to come home and play for the hometown that he's lived in his entire life. Be back with his family. Just joining us, Westfield up 24-11. Westfield's 0-3 on the year. They lost to Linden, St. Mary's, 2 top 10 teams. They lost a tough one here on Thursday to the Union Farmers. That'll be a foul on Jack Canoa and Luke Spellman fighting for the rebound. And then the storyline for today's game, after the Union game, 2 Blue Devils splitting the team, leaving the program. Senior Chris Wagner, junior Levy. And Mac, 2 kids just decided they're not getting time. They vote for both of them. It's their number 1.
It's really unfortunate about Chris Wagner in particular. He was a guy that Matt Crowley with a beautiful shot there. Wagner was really a guy who should have been getting minutes. Tallest player on this roster. Westfield really needed an inside presence, a rebounding presence, and Coach Palmieri just underappreciating him, and losing that guy is going to be a tough loss for the Blue Devils for sure.
And then also, in addition to the 2 players leaving the team, 2 important players that get time are out for today and for the next few games. It looks like junior Michael Payne and senior Dylan Jackson. Jackson tore a ligament in one of his hands, and Payne rolled his ankle in, of all things, gym volleyball match.
I think maybe if you're playing a varsity sport, you should get an exemption from gym volleyball no matter what. Definitely one of the more hotly debated topics at Westfield High School, I'd say.
15-point lead for Westfield. Eddie O'Melia at the line for a 1-1. It's the front end.
Those injuries are tough losses for the Blue Devils, but I think they're just fortunate that they occurred at a time where they're in an easier part of their schedule. Really gives Coach Palmieri the opportunity to give other guys chances to play.
Westfield's only got 10 players in uniform. Not a sight we've seen too often for this team in the past 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
15, 16.
I remember when I was a senior, they carried a pretty heavy, long roster, probably the deepest team in Westfield High School history.
Carried 15 last year. Amelia misses the second. Spellman collecting another rebound. Now the Blue Devils looking at Crowley. Hustling. And a nice effort. Westfield gets the ball.
Heat check shot there by Matt Crowley, had back-to-back buckets, and probably a little bit of a rushed look early in the possession, but he's allowed that liberty after the way he's played thus far. I can never imagine that a little guy like Matt Crowley can jump like that. That's got the crowd oohing and eyeing, but it looked like that shot from Spellman was about to roll in, and really he robbed his teammates of 3 points there, Mike.
Great defense, but somehow the sophomore Gorsecka able to hit the jumper on finishing. And he's just on another level now. Gets angry, plays better.
That's definitely for sure. I've seen Matt Crowley get angry plenty of times at the YMCA, maybe when I'm giving him some buckets one-on-one, and that turns him into a different player.
Why missed the jumper? Hackettstown tried to save it. Westfield instead. Perry takes it.
Crowley will be subbed out probably for that play that took 3 points away from Westfield. Probably a smart sub there by Palmieri. Let Crowley cool his head for a second. Crowley really a guy who plays, as we were just speaking of, with his emotions on his sleeve. Really.
There's just really no reason to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether it's going in or not, you have to take a look back at the replay.
A guy who played with that type of emotion in recent Westfield history, I gotta say, is Nick Mealy. The guy that Crowley's often prepared.
Freshman Sean Morgan driving to the rim. Can't get it to go. Hackettstown ball underneath. 24 seconds remaining. 28-14. Lead for the Blue Devils.
Seen the freshman in for the first time, and as I was saying, really a player that reminds me of is Nick Mealy.
Second time for Sean Morgan. Good deep from Nikki Murray stripping it. Tigers get it back. Morgan's three is good. The freshman hitting the triple in the corner. His brother is Jeff Morgan, a senior number 21 for Hackettstown. Jeff Morgan gets the ball and almost drills a half-court shot as time expires, Max.
That was dangerously close, and Mark Nettiello catching a body on the spin move there, the end the half. Great momentum swing for Westfield. They'll take that into the locker room, really. They're in the driver's seat right now. Only a 10-point game, but plenty of opportunities to run away with this in the second half.
11-point game for the Blue Devils.
Oh, hate me over 1 point, Mike. I see how it is.
Tigers hanging in there, though, not still in this game, not a blowout. Westfield, they have to be pleased, especially being down so many guys, younger guys like Tommy McGuire, getting an offensive rebound, finishing the layup, and Nikki Murray getting a couple steals, giving Coach Palmieri valuable minutes.
I'm seeing great stuff from these guys who are usually at the end of the bench. Nicky Murray, Tommy McGuire, and Adam Perry really playing great hustle minutes, being aggressive. That's not something you see very much with guys who don't play the type of aggressiveness they're playing with. So good sign for Coach Palmieri. He's got a whole arsenal of players to work with today, and really Westfield has the opportunity to stretch this one out.
28-17, second half action coming right up on BTV.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Welcome back to Westfield High School as we are set to get underway with third quarter action in this matchup between the Westfield Blue Devils and a brand new opponent, the Hackettstown Tigers. Westfield asserting their dominance in the first half, are up 11 points. Mac Liederman alongside Mike Leniart as Morgan hits a three to open it up.
The older brother of the freshman, Jeff Morgan, hitting the three. Sean Morgan had the last point of the half, and his older brother, Jeff, starting out the scoring in this third quarter. Westfield's lead is at 8. Nattiello in the corner. Looked like he got fouled. No call. And a fast break for Hackettstown. But the Blue Devils able to get a stop.
We're moving up and down fast here early. Crowley's going to reset, pass it out over to Ferraro, who shoots a three in the corner. No good.
Tyler Gorsecka, the sophomore, controlling the basketball. Coming off a screen, driving to his right, and Crowley gets called for the foul.
Definitely another bailout call there by the referee. Looks like Callie has kind of retreated backwards, and Gorsecka just fell into him and forced up a shot. I don't know if there was any foul there.
Shooting 2 at the line, 6:43 to play in the third.
Gorsecka really the main offensive option for Hackettstown this afternoon, a guy who really thrives in the mid-range game. That's not something you see very often anymore.
Offensive rebound, and the ball's put in. Eddie O'Melia getting the bucket. Gorsecka's got averaging 10 points a game coming into this contest.
Hackettstown coming out strong here. Westfield looking a little flat offensively and defensively.
Westfield with their same starters they had in the beginning of the game. And an excellent cut from Adam McDaniel, gets the bucket and the foul.
Beautiful, risky pass there by Sebastian Ferraro as well. Over the head, bullet pass to McDaniel underneath, and when he catches the ball in that position, it's game over. Story of the game thus far has been Nattiello and Crowley. McDaniel not quite getting into the scoring column quite yet, but maybe he'll come alive here in the second half.
Able to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Westfield pressing. Hackettstown breaks it. A nice block from Spellman, but the ball falls right into the hands of the Tigers, and they just lay it in for 2. Great defense from Westfield, just an unlucky sequence of events right there, Matt.
Yeah, fortuitous bounce for Hackettstown, of course. But Spellman comes right back at him with a three-point shot.
The Dickinson commit has shot lights out in this week, and he continues his success. Westfield on top, 34-24. A timeout on the floor, Mac. Luke Spellman, just unbelievable breakout year. I can't remember a time where we've seen a case like this.
Neither can I. I really can't remember Coach Palmieri giving a kid at the end of his bench the type of opportunity like Spellman has been afforded, and he's taken full advantage of that. Spellman has been getting gradually more and more minutes every game today, accumulating in his first start of the season, and he's been strong offensively, hits his outside shots, and is not afraid to take them for sure.
We mentioned at the end of the second quarter a must-win game for this basketball team, Mac.
Yeah, it'd be great to see the Blue Devils just get one in the win column, and that can totally change your energy around the program.
Nattiello comes away with it. A perfect pass to McDaniel, who lays it in. Ferrero got the steal, and Westfield is playing their A game in front of this home crowd, Mac, and another timeout taken, this time by Coach McDonough and the Tigers.
Sebastian Ferrero with excellent play thus far here in this third quarter. Doesn't show up in the stat column, but Ferrero getting down low there on the ground to pick up that loose ball, find Nattiello. Nattiello with a beautiful no-look pass to McDaniel. McDaniel with 2 buckets, and he's got to thank Ferrero for both of those.
Yeah, everyone helping each other out, and defense leading to offense for the Blue Devils. Hackettstown had a nice little run to start out this third quarter, but it's quickly gone downhill for them. Let's see if they can get some more scoring. Working the ball around, Jelani Hawaii couldn't finish, gets his own board, but falls to the ground and gets called for the travel.
Nice hustle play there by Hawaii, and for a guy who's a leading scorer on this Hackettstown team, he's been very quiet offensively. The Tigers need to do a better job of getting him good looks in position to score.
Corner 3 for Ferrero is off the mark. Nattiello tips it to himself. Could have went right up. Instead dishes it. Westfield swings it around. Spellman's 3 goes in and out, rattled around the rim for a good 10 seconds.
Another possession for Westfield. Crowley comes up with a steal, and looks like it's going to be an offensive push-off on Nattiello.
They get Nattiello on the offensive foul. Just a poor call, Mac.
Yeah, that's something that Nattiello got called for in the last game as well. Really the arm ball, the extended push-off on his offhand, and that's something a lot of guards get away with at all levels in Union County and around New Jersey basketball. So for the ref, that's something you just kind of have to let go.
Tough shot for Gorseca, and somehow he gets it to go in. Sort of had to shoot it in midair after he hesitated for a second. Crowley at the other end gets pushed from behind.
Gorseca thriving from the mid-range. We've seen him be forced to pick up his dribble a couple times, but is great at using his pivot foot just to free up a little bit of space he needs to rise above the defender.
Nattiello will take it out of bounds. Westfield up by 10. McDaniel, a nice cut, but he couldn't finish the layup. Has another try, can't get it. And I believe they just called another foul on Nattiello.
Yeah, looks like a clear over the back there for Nattiello, and with 2 quick fouls on him, Coach Palmieri will give him a little breather. In comes Adam Perry. Griffin Rooney also in the game now as well.
Good trap from Westfield, but it leaves a man wide open. At the other side, Jelani Hawaii gets the layup to fall. Hackettstown down 8.
Defensive breakdown there for Westfield. Palmieri electing to go with a full court press, and that has freed up some wide open layups for Hackettstown on the other ends.
McDaniel's pull-up 3 off the mark. Gorseca pushing. And they call a foul. Believe they're going to get McDaniel.
Mike, I'm not one to ride the referees. I think they usually do an excellent job of calling an even game, but today I think they're really playing down to Hackettstown's level of competition and giving them bailout calls around the rim that Westfield, just because they're the better team, is not being afforded.
Gorseca at the line. If he hits this one, Tigers only trailing by 6. Can't get it to go, though. Fast break for the Blue Devils. 3-on-2. McDaniel with the ball. Nice take from the senior captain.
McDaniel leveling into his defender like a football player there, freeing him up with space. Great job to utilize his strength on the layup.
Adam Perry with the block. But the Tigers get it right back and put it in. Same play we saw a few minutes ago when Spellman blocked it. And this time Eddie O'Malia gets blocked, gets the ball back, and lays it in.
Those are the types of plays that's keeping the Tigers around in this matchup.
Lead is back at 7. Rooney at the wing has Crowley. Gorseca comes up with the steal. Transition, pull up three, got it! Jelani Hawaii. And they're gonna call it a 2, his foot just on the line. That's a bit of a blow for the Tigers. McDaniel driving, kicking, Ferrero, corner 3, off the mark. Good board from Rooney. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Rooney going to the line for some points. Westfield desperately needs after a couple unanswered buckets from the Tigers, and Westfield needs to do a better job of just keeping the ball out of the hands of Jelani Hawaii in transition, because we've seen that on a couple of plays recently, and Hawaii is a quick player. When he gets in the open court, it's going to be tough for Westfield to defend.
Hackettstown will make a couple subs. Checking back in, Ben Ward and Kevin Magnotta. And Ferreira will check out for Westfield. Tommy McGuire getting his first action of the second half. 6-point ball game here in Westfield. Late in the third quarter, Rooney hits the second free throw to make it a 7-point game.
Nice steal by Crowley. He'll go away for an easy breakaway layup. Crowley with the quick hands, using his small size there to steal the ball out of the taller player's hands.
Magnotta driving baseline. That is a clear travel. 3, maybe 4 steps for the junior driving down that baseline.
Lead back up to 9 for the Blue Devils. A bucket here would be huge to get that to double digits.
Rooney driving on the right side, tough shot. Can't get it to fall. Gorseca pushing the ball up the court, splitting the defenders, and draws the foul. It's the 5th team foul for the Blue Devils. 2 more for the 1-and-1 with 1:59 left to play.
Yeah, Westfield really racking up the fouls here early in the second half, and those are the kind of knick-knack fouls on the outside that will drive a coach crazy. Really, Crowley's just have to let that one go.
McDaniel guarding Hawaii. Ward with a nice take, and Spellman's going to get called for the foul. Another tough call, Mac. Looked like all ball from here.
I thought it was a foul a little bit. Little touch on the hand. Beautiful block nonetheless by Spellman. And just another thing I want to note is that we saw Ward collide into the sideline underneath the basket into that padding, and I think that's the second time I've seen that. Really, it's tough for these players when driving the ball to the rim and going up for layups. If you get hit underneath, you're going to go colliding against that wall. I think that wall is just way too close to the hoop.
Yeah, it's extremely close to the hoop. Nothing, though, they really could do.
Yeah, for sure. The gym is the gym at the end of the day.
Ward missed the first, hit the second. Tigers trail by 8 points. They were down 11 at the half. McDaniel misses the layup.
That's a rush shot, Mike.
Hawaii pull up 3, no. Loose ball. Believe they're going to say Hackettstown was out of bounds, and that is the call.
Hackettstown, I just got to say, have been outperforming Westfield in this third quarter. And showing more hustle, as evident on that last exchange, and Westfield taking rush shots around the rim. They need to get better looks.
Spellman underneath, loses the ball. Hawaii open in the corner. He needed that one, and he got it, Mac. Hackettstown staying alive. They're not going anywhere just yet. It's a 5-point ball game.
Seems like Hawaii can only really shoot in transition as Crowley pulls up for 3, and that's a gorgeous answer there by the junior.
The answer for Matt Crowley at the other end, plays with so much confidence. Has the it factor that you're looking for, Mac, and he is a talented ball player. Ward misses the turnaround, and Spellman gets a big rebound. It's a big turn of events right there. After Hawaii hits that 3, a 5-point game, Hackettstown's right in it. And Matt Crowley comes on the other side, hits the three, big board for Spellman, and now you get to hold this ball, take the final shot, and extend the lead further, Mac.
Mike, I couldn't say it any better than how you just said, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Wide open, Crowley, short, gets his own board, up and under, beautiful take.
Matt Crowley showing the bounce there, hanging and gliding in the air, beating a defender with the shifty move.
Almost a travel from Gorseca. Open three is off the mark. Ferrero will chuck it.
Ooh.
And it almost goes in from full court. A nice heave from Ferrero, but a much better last 60 seconds to this third quarter, Mac. Westfield, they did lose that quarter by 1 point, but they got the lead back to where they wanted at 10.
Yeah, definitely a tough third quarter for the Blue Devils, and they're fortunate to have a 10-point lead after that. Hackettstown outplaying them on all cylinders. Westfield coming out a little bit flat offensively and defensively. Tigers are out hustling them. Maybe Westfield just thinks that just because it's a weaker opponent that they can get away with some things that they usually can, and it's shown here. Westfield needs to be stronger and just run their offense to perfection and play like they would normally do, given they're playing St. Mary's or Roselle Catholic or a team of that likes.
Yeah, must-win game for the 0-3 Blue Devils, trying to hold on. 8 minutes of basketball remaining. We'll be right back on BDTV. To action here at Westfield High School. Blue Devils with a 10-point lead, and Matt Crowley on fire, having a terrific ball game. Gets the steal and lays it in.
Crowley with the energy. He's going to get the crowd involved, clapping it up after that layup.
And gets another steal. Perfect pass to McDaniel. Lays it in. A timeout is called, and Westfield just solidified that they're about to get their first victory of the season.
Still a little early to say that, but the way this game's going, Westfield in tune to run away with it here in this third quarter, 51-37 now, and all Matt Crowley in those two possessions, coming up with 2 steals in a row, a layup, a beautiful pass, whole arsenal there for the junior.
And that game of runs just a few minutes ago, Hackettstown cut it to a 5-point game. Looked like it was going to come down to the wire. Matt Crowley, though, had other ideas. Went on a little 7-0 run by himself, then finds McDaniel for the layup, and it leads the largest it's been at 14, 51-37.
Energy so important in high school basketball. Really, truly is a game of runs, and it's evident here in this game this afternoon. Hackettstown came back in that third quarter after a couple 3-point shots from Johnny Iwao, and then great play in the open court, and Westfield has come back just equally or stronger off the play of Matt Crowley. I guess I'll do the play-by-play as Mike answers some Snapchats on his phone. Maybe not all of us are as focused as we should be here in the studio. Mike?
Gorseca gives it up to Jelani Hawaii. He tries to drive, and it'll be kickball on Crowley. For once, Crowley agreeing with the call that didn't go his way.
Yeah, I've never seen that before from Matt Crowley. Agreeing with a call made by a referee? No way.
A career ball game for the junior, just his 4th game back in his hometown.
Crowley a little like Draymond Green, I'm sure. Green was a guy who never thought he's been fouled in his life, or has given a foul in his life.
And definitely worthy of some post-game interviews, Mac.
Excited to interview Crowley for sure. Nadiello and McDaniel are guys who got to get over there as well.
Kevin Magnotta at the line. Able to connect there. McDaniel will bring it up the court. 51-39, 7 minutes to go.
Crowley wasn't expecting that pass.
Blue Devils played 9 of their 10 guys. Nice pass, but Crowley unable to finish, just a little short. Tough angle, had to turn around. Didn't really know where he was on the floor.
I usually tell players to go and collect yourself underneath after catching a cut pass like that. But Crowley had little space to work with, so that was probably the right decision as the freshman comes back with a 3-point shot.
Yeah, Sean Morgan, he's got 6 points, the young gun. Going to be a part of this ball club for a long time to come. Crowley working the pick and roll with Spellman. Shot rolls out. And here comes Hackettstown now trying to make a little run of their own. Plenty of time left, 6:20, down 9. This 3 would help, but it's off the mark.
Nice rebound there by Crowley in traffic. He'll beat a couple defenders, and that's an offensive foul. Not quite sure about that one. Looks like Jelani had his feet moving there on the outside, and Matt once again throws his band at us for the 2nd game in a row.
Yeah, offensive foul for Crowley. It's his 3rd personal. Jelani to wide, driving and kicking. Morgan wasn't set up to take the 3, and he's short. Had to take the shot off the dribble. Just so wide, couldn't get the ball to him because he was all set up, Mac. Shot ready position.
Mm-hmm.
Westfield
just under 6 minutes here to play. Westfield up 51-42, and they just need to
take some time off the clock.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Mike.
Nadiello, a little in and out move, is going to airball the floater, but able to hustle and chase it down and throw it off the Tiger player. And it'll be Blue Devil ball underneath.
Mark Nadiello is a guy who had a red-hot first half and has been a little quiet ever since. Let's see if he can get more involved now in the offensive end.
Westfield just able to get it into McDaniel. Why tips it away. Goes out of bounds. 5.5 to play.
Still plenty of basketball left to play. 5.5 is more than enough time for these Tigers to come back in this game. Not over quite yet.
And Matt, gotta say, nice crowd on hand today.
Yeah, I've seen great crowds here at all the home games thus far.
Last year, though, the crowd's pretty small. There's a 3 for Nadiello. Rolls out. Crowley is slow to get up.
Mike, speaking of crowds, I'll always remember the day we called the Newark Eastside semifinal game. So many people in the gymnasium. There was a line down the street outside, fans standing behind the bench, something I've never seen before.
Mac, remember, I made you get here 5 o'clock. The bleachers weren't even out.
The bleachers weren't even out? Oh, memories, Mike. I remember us calling the game here at our table in the center and people standing behind us maybe like 5 rows back. We sure had the best seat in the house, though.
Crowley driving baseline, loses it, and he'll turn it over. That was just unbelievable. And most people, when they think about that game, they say, oh, yeah, Newark Eastside crushed them. But it was a 5-point game at the half. But then Eastside, with about 5 Division I players, they extended it to a 30-point victory in the end. And Crowley on another level with a beautiful steal and finish at the other end.
Crowley incredibly fast and quick there on the outside. Has 3 steals and a half and a gorgeous move to finish it off. And speaking of that Newark Eastside game, I just remember Shamir Johnston and those young guns for Newark Eastside lighting it up from outside. And that was Westfield's game to win if Newark wasn't so hot from beyond the 3-point line.
Crazy turn of events right there. Bodies flying all over the place. Everyone getting on the ground. Final call end up being a travel, and Westfield will get it back.
As is typical of really Westfield basketball early in the season. Hustle play, guys falling over, guys fighting their hardest. Lots of turnovers. This is really a different breed of basketball here at Westfield High School.
4 minutes to play in the final quarter. Crowley, the floater from the left side. Can't connect. Gorseca pull-up jumper. He's been money from there today, but can't hit that one. McDaniel finishes. Nice pass from Crowley.
Little flip underneath, bucket pass there by Crowley, and when you make a pass like that you know you're playing with confidence. He's on fire here in this 4th quarter. Definitely some tape he's going to want to send to the college scouts.
60-second timeout on the floor. 13-point lead for the Blue Devils.
Usually this is around the time we see guys starting to leave the gymnasium, but I think everyone's going to want to stick around to the end of this one to see what Matt Crowley will do next.
Westfield back in action Tuesday night in the Len Sepenick Ridge Holiday Tournament, 6 o'clock, taking on Elizabeth.
Quick
Tournament we won last year, 3-0. That would probably be the highlight of last season's team.
Definitely be
nice.
nice.
8-14, winning that, going 3-0 in the Holiday Tournament.
Definitely would be nice for Westfield just to get some wins off on the board after some early season woes. Quick shout out as we have a break in action to Mike's friend Michaela on Snapchat. Mike keeps seeing you look at your phone. I think, honestly, you're just quite better than that.
Morgan bringing the ball up the court. Reardon thought about the three, driving baseline. Tough finish for Christian Masaic, the junior.
Really tough
His
finish.
first
Looks
points
like
of the night.
McGuire got a hand on that one.
Crowley takes the shot and gets it to go. He has just torn it up.
Matt Crowley has had his hand in the cookie basket of every offensive possession for Westfield in this fourth quarter.
Jeff Morgan takes the three, can't hit. McDaniel, only player left from that 2015-16 team. Getting the rebound, finding Crowley on a beautiful backdoor, and another finish.
Matt Crowley on fire. I'm just going to keep repeating myself over and over again.
He might have had a 30-piece tonight, Mac. Shots off the mark. Rooney gets the board. More fast break action. McDaniel lays it in.
This game has been solidified for sure for the Blue Devils. 22-24, they'll hear it from their sideline. Up 61-44, and beautiful run in transition. Great defense leads to great offense. They're getting steals. They're forcing Hackettstown into tough shots, and they're pushing the ball up ahead, and easy layups just extend this lead further and further.
Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. 2 minutes left to play. Westfield 61, Hackettstown 44.
They'll kill us if they're in it. And welcome back to Westfield High School. Blue Devils leading 61-44. 2 minutes left to play, just grinding out the finish of this one.
Crowley gets the rebound.
Crowley has
Coach
Nattiello open on his right.
Game, he's just going to go off for a career performance.
I mean, why not? Crowley's been dominating, and he's hot. He's feeling it. Let him gain even more and more confidence. I'm happy with that move just to keep him out on the floor. But definitely in these next 30 seconds or so, I think he should probably clear the end of his bench, let some of his other guys have a chance to play.
Yeah, hopefully Matt Leone could check in for the first time this season. Hasn't stepped foot on the court yet. McDaniel with a vicious block. But Awai gets the ball, takes it to the cup, finishes, plus the foul. Foul goes on McGuire.
Mike, we've seen that 3 times now off a block shot. Hackettstown just being in the right place at the right time, collecting it, going up for another layup. And for Westfield, that's something when you look at this tape moving forward that you need to work on. You need to make sure that you're in the right position to rebound and collect loose balls off misses.
McGuire will check out after a short stay. Three-point play completed. 61-47 your score. Tigers get a quick steal and a quick bucket. Christian Masaic, he's got 4 points in this fourth quarter. Blue Devils going to slow it down. Leads at 12. Rooney in trouble. Good defense. Another steal for the Tigers. And Jack Cano is just absolutely getting mauled right there by McDaniel. Finally, they call the foul. If he was able to get the pass off just a second earlier, had a wide open teammate down the court for an easy layup, but he'll go to the line shooting 2, double bonus.
Clear foul there by the football player McDaniel, as Kiona will go to the line, and this really is a learning opportunity for Westfield. They need to be able to better break the press in the backcourt.
And also be able to run away with the game, especially this is one of the weakest opponents they're going to take on this season. And Hackettstown still sort of hanging in there. It looked like a few minutes ago, Mac, that when Crowley was just going on his 10-0 run by himself, that they would blow this team out, win by 25.
And that definitely can be deflating in and of itself for Westfield, not being able to run away with an easy victory as they should have.
Great decision from the senior leader, Nadiello. Had a 3-on-1, had Spellman in the corner, decides to take a dribble, draw the defender, finds Adam Perry for the bucket and the layup.
And right back at you, says Jelani with a gorgeous move. Great change of speed on the crossover, finding his way all the way to the rim.
Crowley making some nifty moves between the legs, behind the back.
Smart decision there. Crowley had to look at a 3, but we'll just pull it out.
A 10-point lead, Westfield dribbling the ball around. Hackettstown has to foul, but it doesn't look like they will. They'll just let this one end.
And this is where I really think you need a shot clock in high school basketball. Other states have shot clocks in their game, and Westfield just dribbled out 45 seconds on the shot clock. That's not the way it should be, and I'm sure if you're on the other side of that, you don't think that's fair.
So 15 seconds, we'll wrap up our coverage now, Mac. Westfield able to get the job done. Matt Crowley with a sensational ball game. And in a must-win situation, the Blue Devils came to play tonight.
Westfield wins this game by 10 points. Probably should have won it by 15 or 20, but a win's a win nonetheless. And early on, this looked like Mark Nadiello was going to be the mainstay takeaway for this Westfield team offensively, but then it was Matt Crowley coming on strong in the second half, doing a little bit of everything as he does so well. Mid-range pull-ups, layups, steals, great passes. The guy dominated this game tonight for sure.
63-53 the final score. Blue Devils back in action Tuesday night versus Elizabeth in the Ridge Tournament. For our cameraman, Brendan Riccardi, analyst Mac Liederman, I'm Mike Leniart saying so long from Westfield. Post-game coverage coming right up. Here with the stars of the ball game, Mark Nadiello and Matt Crowley, as the Blue Devil basketball team gets their first win of the 2017-18 season. Matt Crowley had a career-high 25 points. Matt, you went off tonight, and how did you have this incredible game?
Well, first, I got a really good warm-up in with my dad today, and then I told myself that I had to get this W for us, and I was getting pretty mad. And then also my teammates, they really helped me find me the ball, and then I had the hot hand, so I just kept on shooting.
And Matt, you feed off the energy. It seems like having so much fun playing, even at times you get angry, makes you play better. Talk to me about your confidence level this season.
Well, I know I have to be good if we need to win. And I've always been able to play like that, play off of energy like that, getting mad. And then I just kind of tell myself, get mad, get angry. And once I do that, it's pretty much game over.
And Matt, you made a decision this summer to return home to Westfield, leave St. Joe's Metuchen after 2 years. Explain to me that decision, the whole process, and is this what you envision back in your hometown?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it was more of the school aspect of it, and the basketball obviously played into it. We play a great schedule here, and yeah, that.
Appreciate it, Matt. We'll see you Tuesday night against Elizabeth. and Mark Natiello. Another great game for the senior captain. Mark, you guys started out the year 0-3, 2 top 10 teams, going into those, not easy to get a W, then a really tough loss to Union here Thursday. But what was the mindset in this locker room coming into today's ball game against Hackettstown and getting a victory?
We know we needed a win. Me and Adam came together, and we knew we had to, build team chemistry. We had to come out with energy, and we were just tired of losing. We did have two tough games to start off in St. Mary's and Linden, but Hackettstown, we needed to capitalize. We needed to build our confidence as a team.
And how about all the outside distractions with players leaving the program? A couple guys hurt today, unable to play. Guys like Nicky Murray, Adam Perry, Tommy McGuire, they stepped up big time for you guys.
Me and Adam just let the guys know that bench players have to step up in these situations, and that's what they did. Perry came out with a lot of energy. Nicky came out with energy. Tommy gave us some good minutes. So it's just about playing your role and stepping up for the team.
And Mark, you made a big decision the past couple weeks, announcing your commit to play basketball at Washington and Lee University alongside Danny Mitchell, former Westfield guard. So talk to me about the decision to go to W&L over some of your other options.
Great academic school, good basketball, and really like the coaching staff.
Appreciate the time, Mark. 8 points. Westfield gets a big win over Hackettstown. They return to the floor Tuesday night against Elizabeth in the Ridge Holiday Tournament.